What are the most amazing, magical things about living the freedom laptop lifestyle?
I remember when I was living in Hollywood and I needed to search Google Images for reference photos for the projects I was working on. And I would look at the trees covering old ancient buildings in Cambodia, right? And then when I began traveling in Southeast Asia, I was actually in that photo that I was once looking at on Google Images. So to everybody out there, I just want to share the message of stop wishing you were inside of Google Photos right now. Get out from behind the four walls of your home or your office and live the dream life. Be able to travel anywhere you want to go in the world. You could literally spin a globe, allow your finger to stop somewhere, and land in a stream in Austin. It's that simple. It's that easy because you have the money and the means and the talent and the retainers and the clients to do so. I took a journal with me, a blank journal, and I said, everywhere I go, when I first went to India and Egypt, everywhere I go, I'm going to document everything. I'm not going to write notebooks. I'm going to draw notebooks. So when I was riding on cows and when I was riding on camels, I'd be drawing from the perspective of me on 10 cushions riding a camel towards the pyramids. And I would be able to ride on the back of dirt bikes and travel throughout the desert and pick out millennia old shells and petrified wood from unearthed tombs in the desert. And I would be able to sail through the River Nile and the River Ganga and watch bodies be burned in Varanasi. And I would be able to go to ashrams and illustrate sages and work in the farms in ashrams and be taught by sagacious elders. And I would be able to have meditations, learn to chant Om. I would be able to learn from doctors. I would be able to be healed by doctors. I experience the worst of traveling, having upset stomachs and learning what it's like to spend 48 hours nonstop riding planes and trains and automobiles and feeling nauseous and tasting a million flavors and being able to be inspired by street art around the globe, purchasing antique scarves and treasure hunting in markets where there's things that exist from the 17 and 1800s, going to all sorts of places that are priceless. So it's like the reason we do this is so that we can have these memorable life experiences. Yeah.
Wow. Welcome back, everybody. I'm super excited for the final video of the laptop lifestyle. I'm here with Om, also known as Daniel Oguin, and we are sharing our experiences about how we've gotten to the laptop lifestyle. So today, our goal, after helping you visualize what matters most, after helping you get your first client, after helping you turn that client into a retainer client so that you can have peace of mind to know that you're living your best life and that you're not worrying about money, where it's coming from. It's just automated. That part of your life is taken care of. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Now we're gonna start, dressing it up. We're gonna paint some pictures for you and really give you some poetic visualizations and understandings of what it is like to live this lifestyle. I want to do my best to help you reach your continuous journey with as much joy as you can in the process, because I know that Om, as well as myself, have dealt with some traumas, some horrible experiences, some really scary stuff, and I don't want you to have to go through that if you don't have to. There's really two ways to learn. One is experiencing the hardship yourself, and the other is learning from others' hardships. So if we can impart our worst blunders onto you, then you cannot have to deal with those, but instead you can learn from them from afar, from a safe place, from your laptop, so that you can jump into your Google images that you want, but not jump into your worst failures and fall over and trip and smash your nose on the pavement and bleed all over the place. Do you have any really cool experiences that you want to dive deep into?
Yeah, as you were sharing your story, I was reflecting on something really glamorous and envious that I could tell the viewers, but really the most important thing for me about being able to be wherever I want, whenever I want, is to be able to be with my family and the ones that I love for as long as I want, right? I'm not just going to say, hey, weekend long vacation, mom, sister, girlfriend, wife. So being able to spend 2 years in Thailand with my girlfriend, I would not be able to do if I didn't have the freedom of the laptop lifestyle. And then to be able to go back home for months on end, back to Hawaii, to be with my sister, my brother-in-law, my mother, and my niece and my nephew. I could go there and I could be there as long as I want, an indefinite amount of time back home while I'm working for people in other parts of the United States and the rest of the world. So just that alone, being with my girlfriend in Thailand, being with my family back in Hawaii, whenever I want, for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life, I could do that, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's super powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to challenge you, if you're watching this, to take a moment and close your eyes and imagine yourself 5 years in the future. On the screen, behind your eyelids, picture the number of the age you are now, and then tick that number up 5 digits. Now imagine your life at that age. Imagine all of your reality if you were to continue doing things exactly as you're doing today. Where do you live? Do you live in the same place? How much money are you making? Is it the same? Are you making more? Are you making less? Have you been through a lot more challenges, a lot more wins? What does that look like? And now, imagine that same reality, only a parallel universe, where you followed the step in the first video of really taking it seriously, putting it on your calendar, or doing it right now, and scheduling that time aside to get super clear about what really matters in your heart, in your soul, what the lineage of your family, your future generations and past generations would be proud of you for. If your life is a book, a novel, a film, what do you want to happen in these next chapters? Do you want to just wish and assume that it's not possible for you? Or are you going to take the chance? You know, I would rather have my novel, my book, be a story of a man who tried his hardest and failed miserably than my novel of my life being about someone who lived a comfortable and mediocre life. Continuously growing. Sometimes it's forward, forward, forward. Sometimes it's backwards, forward, forward, backwards, forward, forward, sidestep back. But that's the beauty of it. I'm appreciative in this moment, but I'm also appreciative of the steps I've taken forward and back. And I would like for you to take a moment to experience that as well. Here's my example. There was a time when I could go travel and stay somewhere for 6 months at a time if I wanted, and then move somewhere else, like Om said. But right now I can't do that because I've made a commitment where I'm spending a certain amount of days per week in a specific city. So in a way, I've taken a step back. But at the same time, my income has tripled because of this agreement. My freedom has lowered a little bit as far as location freedom, but at the same time, my emotional well-being has multiplied beyond measure. And I'm doing what I love. And the stuff I'm getting paid for also is stuff that I would pay for. So imagine that you have a client that is in the field that you want to be in. Say you have a bigger ambition. And you maybe, as the example we've been using is, you want to design your own shoe for Adidas with your name on it. But you're not famous, you're not a basketball player, you're not a, celebrity, but you want that. What if you got a client that was that shoe designer? You worked under the person who did what you want to do. And then you were getting paid to learn from this person that you would save up all your money for and pay that person just to teach you. What if you could get trained by the person that you look up to and they pay you for it? That's the position I'm in. And so sometimes we'll sidestep, take a step back. Sometimes it's hard to tell if it's forward or back. Sometimes you're getting fragmented into different directions. But if we can appreciate all these experiences and continue to work hard, diligently moving forward, having faith, having trust, having belief that it's possible, then magic happens.
No, I agree. I think it was Jim Rohn that said once in a talk, if you're scared right now to do what you want to do and you're thinking to yourself, oh, it's going to take so long, it's going to take years, it's going to take a year, it's going to take 5 years for me to like learn the skill to do what I want to do and to chase my dream client. 5 years is going to pass anyway. Where do you want to be? Time is going to pass anyway. It's going to pass anyway. Do you want to be stuck where you are, or do you want to be where you want to be?
That's
and
beautiful.
Literally, the visualization, the writing down, making clear what it is that you want to do, where you want to be in life, that is you writing your book.
Wow.
That's you writing your book. And then you can live it.
Right. Ooh.
Right now. Right.
My goals yesterday is who I am today. It's so true. I don't know how many goals I set that my heart set that didn't come true. There were plenty of goals that my brain set out of fear. You know, I should stay in this industry because there's more money there. I can't make money just talking to a camera, but I can make money having clients.
Right.
So I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
That was out of fear.
Yeah.
So my goals didn't get accomplished when they were based out of fear.
Turn your goals from chart goal to 24 karat goal. Okay?
24 karat goals.
24 karat goals.
So what is one of the most painful moments that you've had on this journey?
One of my most painful moments was actually the same moment that gives me the most pride and the most confidence today, because I went through the trenches in my hero's journey to get to where I'm at. So I wouldn't be able to do what I can do today and be as confident I am today as if I didn't go through this journey. And that is the rise to success, starting from the bottom, starting from living inside of an old Volvo for months in the freezing cold, having to take a water bottle to clean my toothbrush when I wanted to brush my teeth, having to find places to shower, having to get food stamps, having to starve, having to keep that from my parents out of the pride I had for myself. My tummy literally hurt. And being able to just have a spare dollar, looking under car seats for coins, going to the 99-cent store to get a pack of spaghetti, and then using the salad dressing that my mom gifted me, so I had salad dressing pasta, is painful, my friends. Painful. However, knowing what that feels like, I will never return to that again. Never, ever, ever. Ever, ever, ever.
Wow.
That's why I'm able to dedicate. It's ingrained in me now. It's ingrained in my psyche that whether it's a new client or old, whether they're paying me $1 or $1,000 or $10,000, I'm gonna give my all to that person, because not even out of fear, but just out of how dedicated I've become as an artist and as a designer, so that I know that I'll never have to worry again about where my food's coming from or anything like that. So overcoming that pain was one of the greatest accomplishments of my life, but it was definitely the most painful experience of my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love how through those painful experiences comes such well-rounded character. And I remember one of my biggest pet peeves in those years of struggling was when someone would say, well, it's building your character. I'm like, I don't want character. I want food.
Yeah.
I want a roof over my head. I want to not be homeless.
Yeah.
I am hurting right now. And those experiences do build you, but it doesn't feel good in the moment. But the outcome of that is truly honoring the work that you do, whether it's for someone else or for yourself. when I put my time and my energy into my own music or into my own films or into producing a podcast for my one and only client at the time, I give my everything to it. That's a passion of mine, to really stop and find the pauses and the breaths and the waves of life and relating the music to nature and to life experience. I want someone to subconsciously know all the pain I've been through between a kick and a snare. A mentor of mine taught me how to treat the thing I least like doing in my job like the best thing I like doing in my job. But even with that said, some of the funnest times were when we were broke. You know, if you guys have seen my film series where I'm homeless, I get locked out of the car and have to, run around in my boxers trying to figure out what to do in a hailstorm. This guy knew me during that time period, and we had some fun. We were broke.
Because you're grateful for everything you get. And in that stage of longing and craving, this is when the second pain point comes in, where somebody says, I got a great project. I've turned this company into $1 million company. Do you know what a mealgasm is? It's when you make $1 million and you got an orgasm from it. I've literally had people say that to me. We're gonna turn this into a multi-million-dollar company. We're gonna be so successful because here's who I know, here's who I know, here's who I know. You're like, oh my God, I'm enamored. I don't have food, I don't have work. I want money, I want something, like, I'll give you my time if you promise me. Yeah, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Yeah, we can do this. And so that's one thing I would say, be extremely wary of. I don't do any free work unless it's for a charitable or a nonprofit organization now. And if I do decide to work with a startup company who I believe in, I'm gonna make sure that they pay me just a little bit of money, because that shows trust and belief in each other. It's not just me giving, it's them giving back. So with the product company Nature of No More that I work with, it's about them giving me a small bit of money. And I consulted you before this even happened, and you had agreed, we need to get this in writing. We need to get you a little bit of money coming in. And so everything's really clear. And if there's any breach in the contract, from the very start, you told me, from the very first time I started working on a movie, doing storyboards for like almost a year, from the very start, you were like, do you have a contract? And I was like, no, but I really trust this guy. You're like, get a contract, man. I was like, no, I really trust him, and it's gonna be so great, and we know this director. But you're like, I've had it happen, man. You might not get paid. I was like, no, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Did I get paid? Nope. No. Nothing came from it. No success for the film, book, company, app. Nothing. Always have your highest version of yourself in the forefront of your mind. And if there's that little voice that comes up and tries to creep in from behind that says, you can't do it, or anybody else's voice comes and tells you, whether they're close to you or not, you can't do this, you're gonna be broke, it's not gonna happen, you're not gonna be a millionaire, you're not gonna live your dream life, there's no such thing. Imagine that voice personified as a figure, an ugly figure, and literally punch that voice in the head. That's what I use all the time. When the voice would come in and say, stop working, you've done enough. You've done enough for this client. I literally take that voice in my imagination and I punch it in the face. And I say, shut up, voice. I'm not listening to you today. And then eventually that voice disappears because it's tired of being beat up. So really, if I could come up with a more beautiful way of saying, like, believe in yourself, have the confidence to go out and do what you want to do, to charge what you want to charge, to go where you want to go. You really just have to commit to it and stop imagining. Go out and do it. Turn that imagination into reality. Your life can be a movie. Your life can be a book. Your life can be something that you're envious of. I can't believe where I'm at today. I can't believe it. It's hard to believe sometimes. I say I love my life more than Nate. And it's true. It's true.
My final takeaways would be this: become massively obsessed with regular check-ins with yourself, asking the right questions. Is this the best? Is this the highest standard? Is there any way that it could possibly be better, and how can I get there? is my attitude where it should be, asking all those right questions and becoming so obsessed with checking in and continuously asking over and over again how it can be better, while feeling good in the moment, while not having this, if I get to this place, then I'll be happy mentality. The second thing is mentors, getting around the people who have already done it. This can be a digital mentor or a person that you're actually knowing in face to face. I highly suggest that you have a few mentors face to face, but also as much studying online as humanly possible. You know, whether it's free videos, buying courses, reading books. We've mentioned plenty of those in this series. And then the third thing is channeling what we aren't aware of. Channeling your intuition, following your intuition, doing what you know is right, even if your brain tells you that it's wrong or there's something better.
He's trying to one-up me right now. I'm not gonna have that. Final takeaway, get a journal. You wanna visualize, you wanna manifest, you wanna document what it is that you want in your life, you gotta write it down. You have to write it down. Whenever you feel like you're not believing in yourself, hold on to that book. Channel everything that you put into that book. Your heart and soul is inside of that book. To write down what it is that Nate said. Everything you're learning, everything you're practicing. There's a statistic that says whenever you write something down, when you're note-taking, you're a high percentage more likely to be able to remember that. And you're actually even perceived as smarter when you're writing down notes that people are saying.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. Super grateful to do this with you. It's been super fun.
Yeah.
We're coming to you from the stream of consciousness.
In the stream of dreams.
Skipping rocks. Living dream lives.
Skip a stay.
Yeah.
Dope, man. Oh, that was such a gift.